Good afternoon, I'm Brent Wilsey, and we're talking about today, because today came out the GDP. You say, well, what's a GDP? I understand what it is. We're going to kind of break it down for you so you understand that. It's very important because this is the last GDP report before the election next week.
Yeah, it's a big report and a lot of information packed, and we'll kind of cover some of that today. Also, we'll be talking about the company Clorox and all the brands that it has, plus the numbers behind it. We don't care just about the brands. As you know, we like to dig down deeper and look at those financials.
And also, before I forget, first time ever, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, I've been doing the radio show on KFMB for 17 years. We're doing Facebook Live tomorrow on the radio show, so you can see what we do. Unfortunately for us, we're going to the fights tonight, and we might be a little bit tired looking, but we're going to do it tomorrow live.
We're going to be bright tomorrow morning, as we always are. But if you want to tune in and ask about a question about finance or ask about a stock in particular, just send us a comment on Facebook Live while we're doing our live post at the radio show, and we'll try and get to that during the show.
Yep, that's 8 o'clock, AM 760 KFMB if you want to listen on the radio, or Facebook Live as well. We'll take your questions too on Facebook Live too. So.
Absolutely, I was going to say, but let's get back to the exciting stuff.
Let's get back, because this is very important. Today we had the GDP came out. Now you might be saying, well, what is GDP? Well, it's gross domestic product. And the reason why this is so important is that this is the last GDP report before the election. So both candidates are going to talk about it. It's important for you to understand what makes up GDP and what they're talking about. So let me show you what GDP actually is here. GDP, what it's made up of, it's consumer consumption is the biggest. What consumers consume is a big portion, almost 70%. Government spending, 17.7%. Investment ex housing is 12.4%. And I'm surprised, well, a lot of people are, and I've known this for a long time, housing is not very much, is it?
Yeah, no, not at all. But the final measure, too, I don't know if you discussed this already, is net exports. And you're saying, how could it be negative? It's because we export more than we import. Or other way around, I'm sorry, we import more than we export.
Exactly.
So that's why it's negative. Right. And also talk about how big the consumption factor is to really grow that GDP pace. We need the consumer to be strong.
Right. Actually, consumption was down on this report, which we'll talk more about it. And again, housing only 3.8% of GDP. So let's go back and talk more to help you understand these numbers. What came out was that GDP today was 2.9%. It's like, oh, that's a great number for the economy and so forth. But it versus 1.5% is what we're calling the real number. Well, why is that the real number?
Well, we're excluding a lot of cyclicality that comes with GDP. Two of the biggest ones are inventories, which added 0.61%, and also trade is also very cyclical. As I said, those net exports a lot to that 2.9%, and kind of in particular, the soybeans up 10 percentage points added a huge amount to that export number.
Right, you back these two out, you're not getting such a great GDP report. And why is this so important? Because inventories, it was a big build. If you have too much in inventories, that won't be there next quarter. And the same thing with trade. If you have big trade now, these soybeans going out, well, next quarter you don't have that, oh, it's not good. So the 2.9 is really not a good number because it's kind of artificially high. And also, this is the preliminary number.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that. There's 3 reports that come out for 1 quarter of GDP. This is actually what's known as the advanced report. This is the first report. And then November 29th, then the preliminary report. And then December 22nd, that is when the final report comes out. And I will point out, there have been big revisions to these reports in the past. So it's kind of funny that they come out with 3 different reports. I don't think it's enough information to really tell us about the current state of the economy at the current time.
Right. And again, we want to, because again, this is coming out, election-wise and so forth, it's going to be used. We want you, the viewer, to understand what it is. And if you have questions on it, let us know here. Send us a message, comment, whatever you want to do, we'll answer it for you. Stock of the day, Financial Friday here. We're going to look at Clorox, which is a company that you probably know about. Current price around $118 a share. Their 52-week low, 117, and the high is 140. And again, this nice build over the last 5 years, but now peak. Now it's kind of down a little bit. So the big question: time to buy it.
Yeah, it's right near its 52-week low. So I'm kind of curious what happened in this company. If you're interested in it, you got to understand why it go from 140 down to 118. That's kind of a big pullback. Also, I saw they were reporting earnings here pretty soon, so they're putting another bad quarter. Could see an even further decline.
Now, make sure that people said time to buy it. That was a question mark, not a time to buy it. So let's look at the numbers before you say to buy it or not. If you don't know the company, they do Tilex, Kingsford, Glad, Burt's Bees. Who's Burt's Bees?
It's the chapstick. A lot of people I know love the Burt's Beeswax. It's very popular among a lot of my girlfriends. And
How many girlfriends you got?
well, not girlfriends, but girl, period, friends.
Okay.
And also I want to point out,
I did not know that. So again, make sure you understand the company. But let's look at the numbers on the company. Well, sales up 1.9%. Not great, but not bad. At least not down. Earnings per share climbing by 7.9%. Well, that's pretty positive. Nice growth in the earnings.
yeah, that looks okay, but looking at
What
the
do you got
balance
to say
sheet,
to me? What, yeah, okay.
balance sheet, I'm terrified right now. Look at this. Current ratio 0.95, less than 1, which we typically like to see. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God! What? Let me
Hold on, don't fall there. Debt to equity 781.1%. That is astronomical debt to equity level that I do not like to see. And also price to tangible book value, nothing there showing that they have no tangible equity, probably from all these businesses that they've acquired. But have to understand that, because if one of these businesses come in and it's like, oh, Burt's Beeswax is going out of business, not doing well, all of a sudden that equity, the non-tangible equity even, will become not material, which is a big negative.
Could be a warning sign.
Exactly. Now looking forward though to June 2018, estimated earnings per share on a GAAP basis, $5.77. Gives a target sell price of $95.21, so still well below that current price.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, not a buy. So, if you want to clean up, use Clorox, but don't clean up if you buy the stock.
I was going to say, yeah, the stock is not going to clean up your portfolio. But,
Okay. All right. Well, a little fun there. I think we're pretty well. All right. Thank you for joining us today for the Smart Investing Briefing.
And did you miss us live today? If so, tap on the follow button down below to opt in for notifications the next time we are live.